On the 13th of March 2001, the 44-foot Swan Tina Pica was en route from English Harbour to Green Island, and on arriving at the Green Island area, it sailed straight into the barrier reef, the Windward Barrier Reef, just the north side of Green Island, and got itself well grounded. He had no business being there, as the entrance to the northern side of Green Island is Spithead Channel, and the entrance was about a mile to the north, so he had no idea where he was, and also he was sailing straight into the setting sun. He put out a distress call, and we heard it at our home here, and he gave us his position as lat and long, and when we plotted it, it was halfway to Guadeloupe, 11 miles south, and we were trying to let him know that something was wrong there, and he kept insisting the coordinates he gave us were correct. And not long after, a sailing yacht anchored in Green Island Harbour interjected and said that he could see the yacht on the reef, and told us exactly where he was, more or less. We responded and ended up where he was that night. It was a beautiful Caribbean moonlight. The weather was moderate, wasn't very rough. Anchored, and we loaded up our 14-foot rib with all our gear pumps, ropes, and headed off towards the casualty. Halfway in, it was a very shoaling area, came up gradually and a bit of a swell, and halfway in we got flipped and everything got thrown into the water, and we eventually managed to find our way to the casualty. We went inside, and the water inside was the same level as the water outside, and every time a wave hit it, the cabinetry and all the interior moved separately to the hull, so it was pretty much a write-off as it was. It was almost comical, in spite of the tragedy, to see the three occupants of the boat had abandoned ship into their bright red emergency life raft, and all clad in their yellow immersion suits, hanging on a rope about 50-80 feet off the stern in beautiful, calm, shallow water, not a ripple on a moonlight night. Anyway, we took them off, and we managed to get back to the boat and came back the next morning, and it was definitely a total loss. The keel was way down in the reef in a limestone hollow, and so that was the end of it, and the wreck was removed about 3-4 weeks later. They couldn't get the keel out, so and I don't think it had keel bolts, so they had to cut the hull and leave what was there left behind. And to this day, if you snorkel in the area up there, you can still see the toilet and the barometer and some of the electrics in the middle of the reef, with a bunch of fish life around it. So that's the story of the Tina Pica, a beautiful little swan, 44-foot swan.